everyone, it's Lisa, esthetician and Seint makeup artist. I am coming at you again with another super short video, and this time I'm just going to go over foundation shades and why, when I suggest your custom colors, sometimes they seem darker than you would have imagined. Of course, I'm talking about my Seint Cream Makeup All-in-One Compact. I'm going to put my text number up above. Contact me so we can get you started on your own custom palette. So I've had this question come up a lot recently, and because I've been getting color matches and I have been recommending the shades when I see your undertones, and a lot of the shades people tell me like, wow, that's a lot darker than I would have thought that I would need. So I'm going to explain why. So these are super concentrated. I keep saying over and over again, it's what I think of as makeup artist makeup, and the way that they are in the tins. And they do last a long time because of that, and you only need the littlest bit because they're so concentrated. So I think that is one of the main reasons why it looks darker in the tin. So you really can't go by that in terms of shade matching. And I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to do one side of my face with what I would think, based on the tin, would look close to my skin tone and what my actual coloring is, so you can see the difference. So I have these extra shades here. So these are pretty much almost all of them, and they go from light to dark, and then I have a couple of other ones, you know, that are a little bit darker skin tone that I actually use as bronzer. So that's what I love about this makeup, again, makeup artist makeup, because they're multi-purpose. You could use it for different things, you know, whether it's a bronzer or even a contour, or sometimes you could even shade and do a little bit of eyeshadow with them, and it is all the foundation. So again, we'll go over all of this stuff with your needs and what you're looking for based on your undertones, and you know what you need for color correction and all of the things. Okay, so anyway, so when I was looking at this, because my shade, let me see if I could do this where I could put both of them in the screen perhaps. Let's see if this is going to be possible. I guess I could take it out of there, but maybe I should have thought of this before. Okay, so this is my Candlelit. This is my shade, like what I use. And when you look at this, it looks like it would be like kind of like a taupe color. Like, how is that going to match me? And I am a little bit on the fair side. I used to be even more fair when I was younger, but now, you know, I'm getting older, so now my skin tone is a little tiny bit deeper than it used to be. So if I was looking on the website, I would say that I would probably be around here, you know, just by looking at it. Normally when I go to the store, I go to Sephora, and you see, you know, like I'm usually like a light neutral, you know, always, you know, so that's kind of what this looks like to me. So I am going to show you the difference. This one is Moonlit. This is Linen. Yeah. And then there's like White Peach. This is starting to get into like closer to my shade, but I'm going to show you the two that I generally use, especially when I have to shade up in the summer. Okay. So first I'm going to do my normal shade. So this is, I'm Candlelit, and that's this one right here, the one that kind of looks like more taupe. This is my brightening shade, and you can see how bright that is. And this I love to use as like the brightening pop. But here's my main, and this is the other color. This is Amber, and this is, sometimes I mix both of them as my skin tone starts to change in the summer. And sometimes I'll just wear more of Amber than I will Candlelit, and vice versa, depending on the season. And it really, really does work that way very, very well. So this is my main shade, and you can see like how it looks like it's disappearing into my skin, but it looks so dark in the tin. And then also, you are not wearing much of this stuff at all. That's the whole point. You know, like you do not need, this stuff is so concentrated that it literally, you just like kind of roll it and tap very, very lightly to get the makeup to deposit. And I always put it on my cheeks first, mainly because I have acne scars, and that's my pattern. Like I keep saying all the time, you're going to have your own pattern, how you put your makeup on. But for me, I always start there. And also, I don't want to put makeup directly on the movable parts of my face for creasing and whatnot. And doing it this way ensures that I will not have any creasing. And I don't even powder this stuff. So, and it just behaves like a second skin. This cream makeup, the more that I use it, the more I'm falling in love. Okay, so that's half of my face. Now, with the Amber, the one that also looks a little bit, it's like a different tone. It's probably like the same kind of depth as my Candlelit. But when I put that on, you see how it looks a little bit warmer, and that does work for me in the summer. And sometimes I mix the two. Again, makeup artist makeup. Like this is what it makes me think of, like makeup artists that have these palettes in order to be able to use for different skin tones, depending on who ends up sitting in their chair. And I just think it's, once you get the concept of it, it's so easy to navigate, so user-friendly, and so fast. All right, so that's my shade. Now I'm going to go and use this side. On this side, I'm going to put the one that I would have thought would have been my shade before I understood color matching and exactly like how we determine what shades are best for you. Okay, so that's just the half of my face there. Okay, so this is what I would think would be my shade. So I'll do a little turning there. Wow. Okay, so, and that is exactly like how much gets to, well, at least you can see like how much gets deposited just by doing that tiny little tap. But look how light that is, because these are super pigmented and concentrated, but it does spread easy. Like once you get it on, you see how much, I mean, I guess this is like a really good example to show how this makeup actually spreads, but the color is absolutely not correct. I mean, looks really ghostly. And this is my shade. And then with the other side of my brush here, it could do blending and whatnot. But yeah, so like looking at the tin, I would think that this would be closer to my skin tone. I mean, look at the difference. Good Lord. And did you see I only dipped once? And it does go a long, long way. But that's not the right color. Also, another thing, as we get older, it is wiser to shade up. You know, so anything that is super light, I didn't put it right on my under eyes. Maybe I should, you know, just so you could see. Anything that is super light, and again, I'm just like touching it, will emphasize texture, bags, crepiness. Let me see what's going on here. So the texture of this makeup I absolutely love because I do find it very emollient and it helps with mature skin very, very much. But yeah, I'm not getting any coverage because it's not the right shade. This side is way better. This side I could see a little bit of blue coming through, and I would think that later on in the day I would end up getting like creasing and like texture showing through. So you can see like that's quite the stark difference, but looking at the tin, I mean, you would think that that would be like close to me, maybe even something like this. These two are pretty close together, different undertones though. This one is probably like more of a pinky undertone, which I'm neutral, so I could do both. It could depends on the product. And this one probably is a little bit more of a yellow undertone. Let's see. Yeah, this might be like a tiny bit more, but it is still very, very light. Yeah, it's not supposed to show up that way, but you can see how much gets deposited and how much gets spread across. How easily it spreads on the skin and melts. So at least it was good for that. Just to show you that example, so you could actually see it coming up on the skin, because this is my skin tone, so it just disappears. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share with you. I just wanted to do the super short video. Oh my God, it looks so strange with this like two-tone. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of questions about this, and when people have been submitting for their color match and I do my recommendations and they're like, it looks a little dark. So this way I could direct them, you know, to this video in particular, just to give a little background as to why it may seem that way and how these things look like being applied, like the different shades. And also for any new people, you know, so when you're taking a look at the shades and maybe even on the website, you'll be like, wow, these look like they tend to go a little bit dark. They're very concentrated. So again, all of my links are down below in the description. I'll pop up my text number up here again for easy access. That's the easiest way to get in contact with me to have like conversation in real time. It's just quicker, but you could also email me if you prefer that. And like in my link tree, everything is all in one spot. My Seint website for shopping and browsing, and color match forms, and my text number is on there too. So however you want to get in touch with me is totally fine. So once again, have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening whenever you happen to be watching this, and I will see you again next time.